And we're live on the twitch.tv/the Xisuma playing the Hermitcraft. Let me just gather my things. We got some zombies to clean up down below. Oh yes. Oh yes. Briefly got to AFK over here for some bones. And when I say briefly, I certainly mean it. Haven't been here more than 30 minutes maybe. And a thought in my head is just to grab this. Good old sweeping edge. For we have cleaning up to do. And I think I'll turn the farm off while we do that cleaning up, yeah? Welcome to the peeps tuning in the chat. Buzzcock, Forgil, Isla Huv, Bubbly Queen, Joe, Banian, the government sucks. Does it now? Which one? Yosempa, Lunto Play, Violet Fajuri, Just a Mayor, Creation Magician, Talbar, Grab79, Drop and Pop, Draikiku, Jay Gary, some of the peeps tuning in to watch. Obviously I butchered plenty of names there. Zerumity343, thank you for using your Amazon Prime subscription. That is greatly appreciated. And we also had a new patron signing up, KL Cat. KL Cat, thank you ever so much for your subscription. I think I just had an Amazon package or something delivered. Oh god, this is probably the one that I have to sign for. Like right as you go live. Give me a second, peeps. Fantastic start to the stream. Riveting entertainment. Alex, you should stream like that more often. Is it me or are the small ones moving super fast? Usually they all kind of move slow. In the water anyway. We got some murdering to do. Get murdered, y'all. And now they're going to fill my inventory with junk. They have all turned into little drowns. I guess they're fully submerged, right? If they're one high. Their heads stick out. But I think it counts. Now they can fit through like 1 block gaps. Yet they clearly look a little bit taller. Might get me some drowned heads out of this, not that I need any. Got plenty of those already. Right, is that the last of the little guys? The thing that I really want is the bones. So we'll just make sure we've got the capacity for that. They're dead, it doesn't count as murder. Is that true? Wow. That's a loophole. Just killed dead people. Don't quote me out of context there. In this way we can get plenty of bones too. Right, that totally disrupted my flow having to go pick up that package and bring it inside. Wow, they're all like one hit kill now. Why are the little guys so good? I reckon it's because the little guys have full health. They've come from the chickens. Whereas these guys, although they've got armor and stuff, they're kind of like regular health. And they've taken that full damage. What was that? What in the heck? Just... Oh, it was the Fawn's effect. Oh, and there's a little guy. Sneaking about. Right, I think we might have gotten to the bottom of this now. These two are dancing. We're the last two left, they're telling me. We've still got just tons of junk left behind. Oh dear. I think I took all the bones though, right? Well, that is all you're having. That is all you're having. Alright. Ugh, never quite enough. It always feels like you're just a little bit behind. A shark attacked you, joke. If Minecraft had sharks, I might have believed you. Right, now we head into the Nether and we pick up some bones from there. My dog is just sitting on my bed watching, says Tailswire. Lovely, lovely. Loch Ness, thank you for 12 months. A whole year right there. 12 months, hard to believe that it's been this long already. Hope you enjoy your holidays. Keep up the amazing work. Love from Australia. Thank you, thank you. I certainly plan on enjoying it. Look, there's some bones over here. What on earth happened there? And some Malays and a cat. Where did you come from? Probably escaped from up top somehow. You know what? I could do a little check on that. All's good actually. We just got one loose. One loose on the run. LA. That's all there is. Nice. Alright. What are we going to talk about? I don't know. But yesterday I was going to have a curry. But for some reason I didn't really fancy one. And I started looking through Deliveroo, and there's a Mr. Beast burger, right, in the area now. And I'm not really a burger and chips kind of guy. But I don't know, seeing Mr. Beast launch his own fast food chain and do all this crazy stuff, I thought, you know, I'll order that. I'll have me a Beast burger and fries and. It was not good. It was just not that good. It was really bog standard. Now, the way that Mr. Beast has launched his brand is through using existing restaurants to sort of like franchise the marketing of his products on a delivery app. So that's how it got started. I think there's actually some locations now that you can go to and have actual, you know, like an actual Beast Burger store, right? And then when it comes over here to the UK, I don't know how they're going to verify, like, the standards of quality. Karen says, oh, that's annoying when you actually go for a burger and it's just meh. Yeah, it is annoying. I had a really good burger the other week, though. A chain restaurant called Firejacks. Now, that was a quality burger. This was just like a subpar McDonald's, you know? It was just really... quite boring. And anyway, I don't know what kind of quality control he has over how these products are done here in the UK, but the place that delivered it had like none of the packaging, so there was no Beast packaging. It was just like plain white paper, and they even put their own restaurant's like menu in, so I know which restaurant actually cooked it, which was like a site. Yeah, I won't order from them because it weren't very good. But yeah, really bad impression. Just a bit disappointed. It's always so disappointing when you order something from a restaurant and it tastes nothing like you expected, says Bubbly Queen. I didn't know what to expect, but I did not expect like a McDonald's burger. I really thought they would have been a bit more substantial, a bit more flavorful, you know. But it was not good. But, you know, next time I'm just going to have a curry. I mean, I know how much I love them, but I don't know, sometimes I just think I'm not in the mood. But if I get one, I'll always enjoy it. And there were other things I could have tried too, because I usually use Just Eat, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff on Deliveroo. Like there was a pasta place that looked real interesting. And I was kind of tempted to order a Nando's too. They do like really nice salads and stuff. But it ain't worth being worried about or anything. I've never eaten at McDonald's before. Is it good, says Sam Cat? Not really. Not really. Like, it's the problem with fast food is that it's designed to sort of be the same thing wherever you go and be very convenient, which sort of sacrifices a lot of the quality of the ingredients and the flavor and the taste. So you just kind of get like a quick, fast, easy burger. I wouldn't recommend it. I prefer restaurants. How long have I been streaming? 11 minutes. I got myself, can you guess it, a decaf once again. Let's drink some of that. Just stick to the safe food, says Bubbly Queen. Well, I like to branch out and try things, you know, and then you learn about other stuff. Like, there was a Mexican place on the menu that looked really, really tempting. Mmm. A bit of Cheeky Nando's, says Fuffy. Yeah, I don't know why it's called Cheeky Nando's, but there you go. JB Nitro says, sorry to hear about your bad experience. Generally speaking, is Five Guys is better than Mr. Beast and McDonald's. I've had a Five Guys on a couple of occasions, and I think it is like the sort of the difference between fast food and restaurant food. Like, Five Guys has a policy of it's you know, it's a simple fast food restaurant, right? You got that simple menu like McDonald's was built on, classic cheeseburger and fries kind of thing, but they're not that fast with cooking, and they pay more for their ingredients. Like they have higher quality ingredients at Five Guys, which you pay for. So to me, they've sort of been like the perfect midway point between like a restaurant burger and a sort of quick on the go fast food McDonald's burger. They got a bit of that kind of like sloppy, you know, easy attitude, and yet they're really good too. In the US, McDonald's fries are made out of crack, says Molly the Spy. I detect a lie. I do not believe they're made out of crack. I think they're made out of potatoes. What they probably do is put a lot of sugar on them, sugar and salt. McDonald's are like apparently like I heard this whole thing a long time ago. I don't know if it's still the same, but like you order a McDonald's salad and it's got tons of sugar in it basically. I was gonna say more sugar than their milkshakes, but that's probably not true. Yeah, they just ram it full of all the stuff that keeps you coming back for more, you know. The food industry knows what it's selling you, and it's making its food addictive because it wants returning customers. That is good. I'm obsessed with poke bowls, says LV Tink. Poke bowls are great. I really like them, yeah. Taobao says sushi is overrated. I think sushi's fantastic. I really like it. Because it was once quite novel and inaccessible. Like, I would jump at any opportunity to have some, but now that it's quite accessible, I don't actually have it that often, but I think sushi's good. Really nice. Fries at McDonald's is just meh, says Avrian Angela. Getting good fries, like if you find a place that does good chips, that's awesome. Because I don't really eat chips very often. And the reason why is because most of the time they're pretty like, I don't know, bog standard or whatever. But some really good, well-cooked chips. And that's fantastic. LV Tink, thank you for your Prime subscription. Appreciate you using that on me. Why would you put sugar in fries? That's disgusting, says Sam Cat. Well, you'll find that sugar's in most food. Like, they sweeten up everything. And they add all sorts of additives and things to food to make it more appealing to you. I have once eaten fries with vanilla ice cream. It was really good, says Blue Raven. Yeah, that's because they're like opposites, so it kind of refreshes your palate a lot faster when you go between sweet and salty. If you've ever watched like professional eaters do ice cream, you'll notice they might order a side of chips to help them eat the ice cream. That's because the salt will sort of refresh the palate of all the sweet sugariness. Cub fan puts fries in milkshakes, says Talbar. That sounds awesome. I haven't done that, but again, it's the opposites. It's the sweet and the savoury. They can go well together sometimes. What is your favourite fruit / berry? Definitely raspberries. Raspberries are the most supreme of all berries. If you think of anything that has strawberry in, it's immediately better if you change it to raspberry. Like, think milkshake, right? Raspberry milkshake, so much better than strawberry milkshake. It's like strawberries are good, but like raspberries, they got that edge. They got that little bit extra. I'm telling you. You don't agree with me? You got to do the experiment. You got to learn for yourself. You got to go out there into the world and you got to put raspberries in your food. You know, strawberries and yogurt, yeah, it's nice. Raspberries and yogurt, absolute king. Absolute king. You're so biased all the time, X. Anyway, strawberries are better. I'm not biased. This is a completely, you know, neutral... You know, I'm just stating the facts. The fact is that raspberries kick strawberries in the butt. Okay? Some people say fruit don't fight. I've seen fruit fighting, and the raspberries win. Have some more of this coffee here. Edgy berries. But no joke though, honestly. Everyone's got their own tastes and preferences, but I challenge you to replace strawberries with raspberries. And in my experience, raspberries are so much nicer. Sweet or salty popcorn? Definitely salty. I have on occasion gone to the cinema and just munched down a bag of salty popcorn. I love how like popcorn can just last for ages. Like you can just sit there munching for like an hour on some popcorn. I agree up until the yogurt, says Cali Blue. Someone hasn't had raspberries and yogurt. Jiffy J14, thank you for 70 months of support. Evil X in the chat, represent. I just dislike berries, man, says Julian Wright. Oh, that's a shame. Berries are a really great fruit because they're high in fibre, and obviously they've got all the nutritional value and all that kind of stuff, but they just they're not going to spike your blood sugar as much, right? Unless you juice them. If you juice them, then you're taking away all that fibre. Aren't berries expensive, says Talbar. It depends. Fruit prices do change, and it's regional based, right? And like if you live close to somewhere where they grow the berries, it might end up being quite cheap. Like bananas. Bananas are super cheap here in the UK. I couldn't believe it because I don't really eat bananas very often. I actually ate a banana like half hour ago. But I don't eat bananas very often. So I don't really, you know what the price of them are. But dang, you can get like a bunch of bananas for less than £1, whereas some berries cost a couple of quid for a packet. Did you know that a banana is actually a berry? It wouldn't surprise me, right? Because a tomato is a fruit. The Moobles, thank you so much for 12 months of support. I appreciate your subscription. Saying, wow, 12 months, been a hectic day. Nice to catch a stream and relax. How's everyone doing? Hope you have a great holiday. Thank you, my dude. I'm doing well. Looking forward to some time off. For me, it sort of begins tomorrow, really. Tomorrow I'll be out most of the day. Have you tried lingonberries? I have not. I have not even heard of them, I don't think. Molly the Spice says, I'm an appleaholic. I love Pink Lady apples. My diet probably consists of eating that fruit the most next to some berries. What is my next project? I don't have a next project yet. At the moment, I'm just focusing on what we're doing in this area. So I've got a bunch of stuff to do with bones. And then we'll build a honey farm. And actually, yeah, my next project. So there's a project that we started at the very beginning of the season that was way too big. But I've always thought back to it and had a hankering to, like, finish it. And what I might just do is mention it to some of the other hermits. And start working on it again and see if I can get some helping hands. Because I kind of thought about it and I reckon maybe a couple of hermits helping hermit streams and it could just be done. Could just be finished. P-Des, thank you ever so much for your Amazon Prime subscription. Appreciate you using that on me. Also, we installed haste and speed beacons last time. And, you know, I'm now putting all of this together much speedier, right? Much, much speedier. What's this question someone in chat is asking? Will X be streaming during the holidays? I mean, not every day, but like some day of what you consider the holidays might be a day that I stream. Finrealwis, thank you ever so much for 16 months with the Prime. Thank you for using the Prime. Saying, wishing you a wonderful Christmas and holiday season. Thank you so much, my dude. Very kind of you. Why don't you make a moss farm for bones? I don't know, because I've already got a farm, I guess. And there's always something you can do in this game, right? And if you've got a farm for bones already, it's like not very tempting to make another one for it. What is it you're doing right now? I don't understand. We are reloading the copper aging facility. So, flying machine will take... Oh wait, this doesn't have a flying machine ready to go. Flying machines are going to take the copper blocks out to be aged. This is the side. So here's a flying machine. When it's here, it means that we're ready to age copper. Then you fill up these blocks with the copper. The flying machine takes it out. And these machines pull them so that they can be aged. And they age fastest when they are like a certain amount of blocks away from each other. Right, so if we go over here somewhere, you'll see... Ah, look at this. We're waiting for that one to age. And that one. And this one over here. And when they age, the flying machine will come all the way back. I've lost my orientation. We are now... One left to do. One left to do. Ever going to join Empire's SMP, says Talar. Someone has missed out on recent events, that's for sure. Oh, cool. And you're going to build with that later. I don't have any plans to use this copper, really. Maybe other than decoration. Which reminds me, the block we're probably going to put back here, right, will be this. I mean, kind of makes sense. It almost doesn't make sense not to. And maybe we can tie it in elsewhere a little bit too. So, you might have gathered this is why we needed bone blocks, was for this space up here. We've got to contend with being out of beacon range a little bit. I say a little bit because it runs out somewhere around here. And just not yet, apparently, not yet. Okay, there it goes. So if we head over to the other side, then another beacon should kick in around here somewhere. Hey X, would you say what you're doing with the Empire's worth the crossover is lore? Yes, I believe it would be lore. Gringu says, add a gradient through the tunnel, meaning it gets more age closer to David. I might do. It depends on how we lay out the copper, I think. Skyfighter says, I see you were giving out Telegram prizes again, X. What? Are you on about comments on YouTube? Man, every time I hear Telegram, I forget that it's like an app or something. I immediately just think of that antiquated technology. Those are probably scams. Yeah, Sky, you shouldn't be falling for those, my dude. Come on. I guess someone's got to fall for them, I guess. That is not me. Like, these things are so rampant, you can't keep up with it. Like, when my last video went live, I spent ages blocking comments for this Roblox giveaway, and they just kept coming. They just... relentless. Just relentless with the spam. And, like, as soon as one commented, it would get, like, 70 upvotes as well. Lucro says, best to just report them whenever you see one. I appreciate anyone out there doing that. But as a creator, like, it's not something I want to deal with, and the amount of time you have to put into to deal with it is just nuts. If you actually wanted to get on top of that stuff, you'd have to put in hours. Like, honestly, they just don't stop coming, those comments. And they do this thing now where they just copy another comment, so they seem less spammy. They seem like genuine comments, and then the whole thing's just a bit ugly, really. We are doing 3 each time, aren't we? Yep. Is there a bot that can help with this, says Rip of Maple. I don't think the bots are there to be helpful. I think they're trying to scam people. Let's get rid of all of that. Oh, wait, no, I've gone too far again, have I? Over here? Once we get one side properly in place, it'll just be easier to do the other one, I think. Yeah, so that's then where the next bit starts, like right there. I mean, honestly, you'll never get rid of bot comments. They're just going to come back on a different account, says Bubbly Queen. Yeah, the way you get rid of them is by detecting the behavior. So you need sophisticated systems within YouTube to understand who are genuine people and who are bots. And every time you catch up, they'll change. So it's always a game of cat and mouse. So like once you figure out like one wave of bots, then here come the next. So like when people moan and complain about it and then blame YouTube, I do feel a little bit like, well, put yourself in their shoes. It's like not exactly an easy thing to combat. It always seems easy when you just look at it in one place and you're looking at it and you think, well, it's obvious, there it is. But like, well, how do you build a system to detect that and in lots of different places? Then all of a sudden it starts to look quite messy and difficult. So YouTube obviously have a problem there, and I'm sure they're aware of it, but like, it just must be so difficult to actually get on top of. It's definitely not an easy to fix, and I don't think you can fix it fully. Yeah, you never will, because it'll always be a game of cat and mouse. Train an AI to detect bot comments. That could be good. That could be a way to do it. Yeah, we'll keep the one higher bit here. You got to remember though, like if you build a system to automate that and get rid of the bots, you're undoubtedly gonna catch normal users too, which is like why it's so tricky. You can't be heavy-handed with this stuff. Hi Xisuma, why did you remove the latest video on Xisuma Says? Don't be too hard on yourself. I did comment on Twitter, but it's 4 parts because of the length of my message. Hope you read it, says Kristen. I saw a bunch of messages on Twitter. I removed it because I wanted to. It reminded me of the housing video that we made. Like, some stuff just doesn't work from a live stream. Like, some stuff needs to be talked about like in a structured way. And given how divisive this whole topic is, like, it doesn't suit that format. So I was like, I don't think like it's helpful. Maybe if you're capable of like going in and just listening and being okay with like hearing a side of the story, knowing perhaps there's more to it, like maybe then it's not so bad. But I think for a lot of people, it just makes sense to present a story in a way where you put across the different ways that this thing can be seen. Sam Cat says, I don't understand why you would use AI to make art. It doesn't have the creativity of a human brain. Well, I would use AI to make art because it's just fascinating to be able to type in prompts and see what it comes up with. Right? And I've messed around with it, and I was sharing some a while ago, actually, before it kind of kicked into this more controversial, aggravating, I don't know, tone to the whole thing. Like, I was on Twitter sharing some images a while ago and no one batted an eyelid. It felt like it was just like, oh, that's cool. So for me, it was really fun. It was like a fun exercise in seeing how you can change the prompts you're giving it to get something that's more in line with like what you see in your mind. But like sometimes like you don't even have anything in your head. You just want to see like what the AI will create if you type in something wacky. And then it goes off and does its thing, right? Is it really art if it's AI? I think that's up to individuals to decide for themselves if it's art or not. It's a deep question to say, does art have to be created by humans? I don't know that you can have an answer for that. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. The sound of placing bone blocks will not never satisfy my simple brain. It is a nice sound, isn't it? It is a nice, pleasing, simple sound. Do you feel like you are misinforming the viewers in any way? Not really, but no, it's not a case of misinformation. It's just more of like some topics need to be handled with care, let's say, right? They touch a certain sense of sensitivity, I guess. Like, sometimes if you're the person making that video or talking about it, you might already be aware of the sensitivity to it, or you might not, and then you might handle how you talk about it differently. Anyway, I just look at the whole thing like it's like a learning lesson. I actually feel like it's like one that I'd already learned, so like, why have I made this mistake again? Some topics are hard to communicate about properly in a video compared to a conversation, says Anathra. Yeah, sure. That's why if you structure it, you make it a conversation. You make it a back and forth. Here's one way, here's the other way. And I don't know. I think I've just been struggling with various different things lately, and I don't know. It clouds your judgment or makes you lose sight of something because I haven't like been able to talk about certain topics in a way that I once would have. So I don't know. I've just been trying to like figure out like why is that, or what's changed. Hey, we got noises in the air. We got BHRXZ for 4 months. We've got Challenge the Sensei for 28. Nothing like an extreme in the background while you grind villager librarian trades. Been stuck trying to get looting for over 12 minutes now. Classic. I remember making a video on that, and I think it was a video showing you how to get mending, and like literally the first villager that I walked up to like show the trick was mending, and I was like, well, that saved me a lot of time. I might have even like goofed my audio recording and talking because I was so surprised, and then just like voiced it over or something. I seem to remember. How are the workouts? Says Talbar. They're okay. I'm looking forward to like eating more next year again. I feel like my energy levels have like come down a fair bit. I'll start eating more again. Hey, the Puka in chat. Oh, which reminds me, Becca gifting a sub to the Puka for 17 months. Thank you for that gifted sub, Becca. Appreciate what you do. And Puka, welcome to the stream, where we are cautiously breaking blocks. Puka, I'd love to hear your thoughts, by the way, on AI art, if you want to send me a message. As an artist of a particular type. All of these arguments, like, what I've been struggling to express is that I'm always like far more interested in sort of like the middle than the edges, because like Puka, I call him an artist, but to some, and these would be like attitudes that in the past would have been more prevalent, but like an artist that uses a computer and 3D rendering, that's not art, you know, like the statements about what is and what isn't tend to like ebb and flow with time. That's what interests me about this stuff. So like, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it, Puka. We touched on a couple of like AI things talking. I think you even sent me something that's on my playlist about Blender and AI. I tell you what, I'm not gonna fight anything. I'm gonna get in here and sleep in the bed. X, what is the ultimate healthy meal for you that you enjoy? Well, it's really about variety, right? Like, there isn't one healthy meal you'd eat over and over again, but I would say salads are like my favourite thing. You can sort of mix and put lots of different things into a salad, of course. And they're pretty darn healthy and tasty. So yeah, like when art became like something you do on computers, I bet you'll find people from, you know, older people not as accustomed with, not growing up with things like computers around them, because it happens over and over again. I can't think of a particular example because it's not something I've got on too deep into, but it's like the recorded music thing, you know? Recorded music was going to kill live music, and yet live music thrives. And so like technology comes along, people resist it, and then people grow up with it, and then it becomes the norm. It just seems to be the thing that happens over and over again. Traditional art versus digital art is a different argument, in my opinion, says Banyan. Yeah, I guess it is overall. It's definitely different. It's got a different flavor. It's not like, you see, it depends. Like you can look at it like, oh, this is a tool that I can use in my creation of art, right? Some people disagree with that. There does seem to be a clear distinction of not seeing it as a tool among some people. Some people think as art as tangible. My mind is like, tangible. What's the definition of tangible right now? Actually, can someone define tangible to me? I've noticed there's a lot of words in the English language that I like. Sometimes I notice this because I write my little music blog. Sometimes I use them and I'm like, I don't actually know how to define what that word means, but it feels like the right word to use. And then I go look it up, and sometimes, most of the time, it's like, yeah, okay, that's the right word. Sometimes it's like, no, why have I thought that's relevant? Tangible means able to be touched. Right, so art tangible, digital art untangible. Got ya. I don't want creepers lurking around out here, please. I think it might help to look at this from the other perspective. Oh, dang it. No. Might help to look from over here. Like, there's probably a fair bit of this that we can peel back. then it will look good. I really need to just go find like another shulker box right about now. Like this one, this will do. That'll do just fine. Tangible, can put the hands on it. Think of a tangent in math. Well, like, tangent to me is like going on a meandering journey or going off course, right? That's another use of the word tangent, isn't it? When you go on a tangent, you go off on one, you go astray. Like, that's another use of that word. So, like, tangent isn't tangible though. Just, I think that's why I'm sort of slightly confused. So it feels like maybe the bones should sort of come across and occupy this area a little bit. Like I want to make the entrance look grand and interesting, but sort of how? Or maybe we should decorate more of it first? The Puka says, I understand some being threatened by it because it's not just a job, it's an identity. AI art makes it easy, and I should call it art. But I'm not sure what the future is with AI. But it will be here, even if I'm slightly worried. Yeah, it will definitely... It seems like an unstoppable force. Not just in the art department, but in other departments too. Personally, it's one I've been excited for some time. You know, not excited because of the fears people have over it, just excited because of the technology. I just half wonder if, like, using the snow down into the area could be nice. But yeah, I'm not really feeling like a shape actually, or seeing quite what to do with this entrance. We got a donation here. It's a noise in the ear. It's Cerulean Phoenix. Thank you so much. Hey X, there is a YouTube spam purge tool if you want to try it. Hope you give it a go. Thank you, my dude. I appreciate it. I'm aware of tools that you can use on your channel to get rid of those comments. I personally just feel a little uncomfortable with deploying something like that on my channel. Like, it's a big thing to do, and as I mentioned earlier, when you try and deal with these problems, you can accidentally remove people who are authentic too. So I kind of would rather just like wait for YouTube to suss it out on their end. But I appreciate you sharing the link. Thank you for the donation, and hope you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, this whole tunnel here. So, like, what are we going to put up the top? I got a feeling that we're going to make the roof a little higher in the middle. And then what are we going to put on the floor? I really like the idea of just plastering it with this stuff to sort of show off how much of it we've got. But Potato says, just to put people's fears at rest, contemporary AI is not intelligent. It's just a complex machine learning algorithm trained to recognize data sets. The more useful data, the more accurate the results. But the thing I would say there is that our definition of what intelligence is kind of similar to like trying to define consciousness. It's like a tricky thing to actually do. And what's crazy is that, like, we thought we had standards, or we thought we had ideas that defined this is intelligence or not, and now these are surpassing that. So, like, we had the Turing test. Well, the ChatGPT beats the Turing test. So what does that mean? Because we once thought that meant it was intelligent, or at least that was the idea. So each time it gets a little more intelligent, we get further away from agreeing on if it is or not, sometimes it feels like, right? Remember, if you go back in time and show someone a mobile phone and take a picture of them with it, like let's say they're living in the early 1900s, they'd think it's like voodoo magic wizardry. And then you'd be like, no, it's like a computer. Right? What's a computer? Yeah, there's a microchip. A microchip? What's that? It's made out of silicon. We don't even know what silicon is yet. I think they might have known what silicon was. I reckon that texture will look nicer up top. That's my gut feeling here. Oh, this is nice. I feel my brain just shifting into that kind of like build mode where you're like, ooh. Let's get some stairs here too. I like with this block that you don't have to rely on the waxing of it just yet. Oh, and then it turns into cut when you do that. Well, oh my god, and it gives you 4. I don't plan on using a crazy amount of those as it goes, so should be okay. It's like that there, with this here, down to the next level. Where it would do the same thing again. Yeah, it doesn't look as good on the ground, but up the top there, and then having something different across the middle, I think would work real nice. So we'll go ahead and adapt this side over here too. Maybe just put regular copper in the middle. I don't know if you can get away with that. I think we're now getting used to these copper blocks. It seems so. It seems so. ChatGPT is clearly not intelligent when you interact with it, though. The Turing test was a simplistic example in a time when people couldn't fathom the level of data that the machine can be given access to. If it's got a huge data set, which includes conversations and stories, it will produce text that looks like those things. You see, I agree with you for the most part, but I think the point I was trying to make, though, was that, like, the goalposts have moved for defining intelligence, right? And maybe they've moved rightly. Maybe it's a case of, yeah, you know, we now understand how this thing works. We decide it's not intelligence. But I find it curious how the goalposts have to keep moving, because before ChatGPT there was other chatbots that people would say, you know, well, this fools some people. Doesn't that mean it beats the Turing test? You know, and if you think about, well, how do we define intelligence then? Because if we're always going to be the ones building something, we'll always understand how it works and be able to pick it apart. And so I'm not sure that says too much about understanding what intelligence is if we're always creating it and therefore able to dismiss it on the grounds of this is how it works, right? It reminds me of Star Trek a little bit, which has been on my mind as of late. You know, there's some episodes in Star Trek's various different iterations and shows where they touch on the question of, like, artificial and digital life and, you know, what's the difference? Who's to say one thing and not the other? Like, because we've created digital stuff, it's easy for us to sort of see how it works and consider it to not be life. It looks nice when you drop that back a block, and then we just need another... Alright, chat. How about some material suggestions? This is going to go from down here, and we want something up top between... I've got a feeling this won't look good. Yeah, I think it's just a little too obvious to do like this everywhere. Although, if I do use that type, it does kind of show off that we got tons of copper. Blackstone, interesting. You know, I don't know what to expect. What was chat going to suggest? I don't know, but Blackstone, I'm like, that wouldn't have popped to mind, although I haven't given it too much thought. I think I'll just leave this here and go get more shulker boxes. Even Stephen Hawking warned against using AI, says Kirsten. Appeal to authority, right? And then there's other famous people on par with him that have said, "No, it'll be fine." Maybe not in those words, but you can find mixed feelings among it. Personally, I just think, like, the difference will probably be it'll be similar to, like, how a generation of people today using TikTok, like, that doesn't, like, match with a generation of people watching. I'm almost able to land this thought. Like, the difference between a generation that grew up with, like, newspapers and telegrams to TV. You know, imagine in the 50s, an older generation, nah, we can't be bothered with TV. right? And then you've got like television to internet, right? Internet generation, television generation, and now you got like social media and TikTok generations. So it's like everything in the society keeps changing, and it's technology that keeps changing it, and there tends to be these differences between the past and the future generation, and one's always sounding the alarm bells about what comes next. I can't help but feel it might be scary for us. The AI stuff might change things in a way where it's uncomfortable for you and I living in today. In 20, 30 years, we might be like, well, this isn't how we did things in our day, this is wrong. But like then a whole new generation of people grow up with just a different way of doing things. That's kind of like my gut instinct with this stuff, is just, it seems to be the repeating pattern. Ooh, using Skull Cup though would be cool. I'm not joking about diorite, says Smile Junkie. Yeah, Blackstone, I don't know. It seems a bit sudden. Like, why would it be dark? I guess you always want to put a darker one up the top. The next generation will treat AI the same way we treat smartphones now, says Mike Monk. I feel like you might have just given us a great example, because older generations will point out about how like young people always got their like head down looking at a screen. It's completely normal for us. It's not for them. They notice it because it's different. But Potato says, I agree. What we should be doing is not calling any of it intelligence, just machine learning. I think possibly a way of defining intelligence might be to define a set of rules that even we as humans can't match, then pare it back a little until we can. Then maybe we're at a point where intelligence can be defined. Yeah, I think actually taking intelligence out of it is helpful in one way, because when you call it artificial intelligence, you don't quite define what it is. It's a broader term, right? Whereas explaining machine learning and how these things run off of data sets, that is pretty, you know, that puts across a point, right? Ah, here's a material that we've already used, right? More of that stuff at the ground level that's stripped will complement this at the top, I think, and it will lead very nicely into that area with no qualms. Then we just need something above, and I don't know. This is where this is the part of the game in survival where I feel like if I had creative mode and I could just look and be like, swap the blocks, show me this, show me that. You could run through a bunch of blocks, and then let's actually just do this. Let's actually just go onto a creative server and do that. Ah, okay, now I understand what this is. This is me creating a blueprint for my recent farm that I built. So we're talking about having the stripped stuff. We got some of that, some of this, definitely those. Then we need the bone blocks. The bone blocks, those ones. And then we had the frog lamps. Not these lamps, not those lamps, the frog lamps. I'm just going to type it in because I can't seem to locate them. That particular one. So like so far everything's a little greenish, isn't it? Green and white is the strong thing that we've gone for. I think the area is 7 blocks wide. So you're looking at like having this. Sea lanterns may also fit in. They might, but I haven't got a farm for them. That's the issue there. Terracotta maybe for a contrast color. I think a contrast color is definitely in order. I'm going to simplify our experiment a little bit and just keep it like that. Oh, that needs to be 1 block further back. Oh yeah, our allay, the allay of torment, forever taking damage. That's what that is. Perpetual torment. Maybe some dark oak again. Let's try log. Or wait, you just want to get that bit. Planks. Also, what's annoying is that I want a way to turn that off. Now, yesterday when we streamed, we took a little more time to go into our controls and check out our keybinds. Visibility has a key. So, let's say we go like that. I need to better think about what these are. That's actually a really nice mix, like... And then when we have... Oh, do you know what? I might go with this. When we have this bit, like the bit where it pumps up, goes up a bit, and you see the bit at the front, that'll be a nice breaker for the dark oak. That's a really pleasant walkthrough, right? Maybe some of these textures get rotated a little bit. Maybe we can chuck in something else with them. Like, we have access to this block. Just little growth patches coming off the side, I think could look pretty cool in places. That's probably going to cover most of that. When it comes to slabs, we have... we actually have two, and I think this one mixes better than that one, funny enough. But we'll probably go with that for continuity's sake. There is also prismarine slabs. Oh, that might just be the easiest of all of them. I think I'm going to pick up prismarine. That goes very nice next to this material, by the way. Right, I think we got it. I think we'll just roll with that. There's a million and one things you can always do, but we'll just roll with that. Also, do we want some trapdoors in here? Big questions now. I kind of feel like it looks alright, but I actually like that a little bit more. So we'll go with that. Let's get back on the Hermitcraft server, peeps. Let's get back in there. Right, so we got that sorted. Then we need some of those warped blocks, right? So we're going to strip those, have these. What else are we going to do? Dark oak, which I might be horribly low on. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, I'm low on the dark oak. Did I build like a farming area for this? I know that I built a mangrove wood farm. And then a bunch of chacha. Sorry, rooted dirt, actually, that is. No, I'm just going to have to come down here with a little bit of dirt, bone meal, and farm that stuff up. Okay, so we definitely need, like, more shulker boxes. Am I forgetting something? Prismarine slabs, right? Prismarine slabs are a thing. So for now, all of this can just hang out in there, I guess. Oh, and I had an idea. And then I forgot about it. Let's quickly pop back. Where's the tree farm you built, says Becca? It's in that area. It's just not it's not for dark oak. I also thought about using that and using up some of the ore that I had. That's really bold. But the fact that it's copper kind of sort of says a little something. What if we had like little patches of it surrounded by dark oak? I imagine that would look pretty rough, yep. Chat, anyway, tell me what you think about having raw copper and hit the follow button over here. There's 700 of you watching. If you haven't done it already, be sure to hit the follow button, get notified when I go live. I might be streaming tomorrow evening. I should be streaming Friday morning, but right now I am adjusting my desk so that I can stand up, which is good. Which is very good. Good for your posture. Can't sit down all day. Raw copper for the floor. We'll come around and mess around with the raw copper a little bit more in just a moment. But as of right now, I'm going to nip to the loo, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. And I'm back. And it's time to hydrate. Drink some water, peeps. Raw copper would go well with a chacha wood. It would, wouldn't it? That would go well with the wood. Hey, Soulside Eclipse! That's my music. Be sure to check it out. Just noticed it was on the screen. Go to Spotify, search Soulside Eclipse if you haven't heard it already. Give it a listen. You know, you might like it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Here's the other thing, right? I've got a ton of ore, but if I misjudge how much I have and we build a giant walkway with some materials that I have to go grind for, I'm not in the mood. Like that could set me back. So what we got is good. We just need to farm some dark oak, or actually we could just go buy some, right? We'll take a trip. We'll get our head out from underground. And we'll go buy some. Food. I am low on food. Oh yes, I remember. I thought I had a whole bunch of golden carrots in my wheat box. Oh, well I got that many and then it's back on the bread. Back on the bread. Wait a minute. Got to think about what is actually the quickest way to traverse this space sometimes. The skelly base is going to turn into a bean soup. With that stuff, it certainly would look like one, wouldn't it? Why not glowstone? Glowstone's one of those textures I think is a little on the ugly side. It used to get used a lot. Because it used to be one of the only light sources next to torches. I mean, talking about going back a long way then. Where to? The log fellas thing over here in the middle. Well, that's because we just didn't have other things, says Karen. Yeah, but it's not like it stayed as a useful light source. Like the other ones have done a much better job. You'd be hard pressed to find someone using glowstone as a light source, right? Like it's not something you see in a build every day. But apparently glow liking can make it look good. That's spruce. This is the dark oak. How much are we going to need of this? Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, I reckon. Which is 8 diamonds. Good stuff. And that saves us a... Did I put that down? I don't think I did. I don't think I put that down. I think that was already there. See, that's one of the problems of having an ender chest in your shop. If it's just on the floor, it'll feel like when you go there, like you need to pick it up again. So you got to put it in a place where it's like, hey, this is that bit, you know. Just leave it, you have enough. I might have enough, but I like to keep track. Or sorry, you know, keep on top of having them. Don't lose track of them, basically. Are there any other hermits on? False has logged in. I was the only one online for a while. False must have logged in. I don't know when she logged in. My goodness me, there's something about the magic, there's something magical about the server at night, says Wake Gilliams. There's something magical about the server at all times. Okay, let's pop down. No, wait, pop up. Where are we going? Might need to grab something from this room, unless I got it on me. So that plus dark oak. Was there something else? Prismarine slabs. Okay, and based on that, I don't think I've got a lot of this stuff. So every little counts, I guess. Otherwise we'll be heading over to the Prismarine shop. Oh my god, the Whip statue. Shenanigans are happening. Says Wayward Wallaby. I totally missed whatever that was. Hey, we'd be doing a similar thing down here, I think. We're just going to copy the style from one side to the other, essentially. Ah, look, we got some new copper returning. Uh-huh. Let's be sure to sort these machines out. What is that machine? This is the copper aging facility. Built by Pixel Riffs. Who, like... I was just, like... quite busy during the time Pixel was over here working on this, and he put in like a lot of hours. I put in some hours too, but dang, Pixel really came over here and just like gave me a gift, gave Hermitcraft a gift with this massive copper aging facility. It's really great, it really is. We've got to build an AFK spot in the middle, actually. So yeah, I'm getting all these ideas of things to do, but like this project still isn't finished. Got to build the AFK spot in the middle. Don't let me forget about that, peeps. Got to build these entrance and exits as well. It's been a long time since I played Minecraft, but I love coming on here and seeing people like you still playing. I've actually played with a few of you in the Zip crowd a long time ago, says iWady. Oh, awesome, dude. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been playing for a long time. I find it so difficult to play different games. I brought myself Dead Red Redemption. And after I brought it, I wondered if maybe I should have brought that Elden Ring. Got a feeling I might have enjoyed that one a little better. I wasn't sure, though. And I've played Dead Red Redemption for like maybe 2.5 hours. And I'm not really excited about playing it again. I don't know. I feel like games just... unless they're bringing out your creativity, they just... I don't know, they feel like... just not as exciting, I guess, as maybe they once were. So yeah, I've kind of been a bit like, what's wrong with me? Like, why aren't I enjoying this? But I'll play it a little bit more, but I've got a feeling maybe I just didn't pick the right game. A lot of the games that will be more appealing to me will probably be keyboard and mouse games on a computer. So, that's the one I'm looking for. So I need to find games that are compatible with the Steam controller, really. Oh, right, and then here, I guess we need some of those blocks too, right? So I think what I might do first, if we do things in passes, it generally works like way better, is like go along and do all of those. But we'll build one section just to know that we like it or not. I think would be smart. Whoops. X, have you ever tried Monster Hunter Worlds? I don't think that I have. For me, those games are so big with so much to do that it can be kind of overwhelming, says Guapo. Yeah, I know that, but I was sort of happy to just focus on the story, right? And so far the story, like the atmosphere at the beginning of the game is really cool. The story's a little like, okay, let's see where this goes. It's just me, though, is probably the thing. Music is a tad high. I can't hear you. I don't think so. Just looking at my mixer, I'm clearly louder than it. Do you play Final Fantasy? I loved the remake of Final Fantasy VII, and I played the original. That might be a smarter idea, just to go play like an old classic or something again. I don't know what one that would be, though. That's really nice. I think we've picked out a great palette here. So let's go do as much of these Prismarine slabs as we can first. Whoops. I'm going to take that with me. There we go, we got it. I was also thinking maybe playing like an entirely different type of game might help as well. Like, I was looking at this game called The Room. It's like an escape room thing. Puzzle game. And I thought, like, if I want to play that on stream, I have a kind of like 2-hour stream window most of the time, right? So sometimes I'm a little dubious about committing to playing a game because it might be like many hours long and we only get to have like a little bit of a peek at it. But yeah, maybe I could play that just for myself, like rather than like I pick out games to play on streams that are puzzles that I think I'd enjoy, but I could just play them myself, you know. The Room is a good game. Yeah, and now some of you saying really nice things about it, and I'm like, oh, but what if I want to share that with people? You don't have to share everything, right? Like, it's part of this creator mindset that I've been, like, having a difficulty with lately, is that everything is content, right? Like, play a computer game. This could be content. It's just, it gets a bit much. You might want to mix between Elden Ring and puzzle games. You might be interested in Tunic, says Luke. I'll have to check that one out and see if it tickles my fancy. I really like it. They're not that long, says Hero Blender. How long is a game like The Room? Because to me, it looked like one that would be pretty cool to play on stream. I like doing puzzle games. I need more bones. Oh, perfect. We've come to the right place. Tickles my fancy is such a funny face, says Karen. Phrase. Yeah, no, it's a very British saying, I guess. I finished the last game in a little less than 3 hours. Oh, okay. See, that's perfect for stream length, right? And I'll have some time coming up where I could just take an evening off and play a game like that. So yeah, you could play a game recording and then edit, making the decision to share the playthrough or not. No, that's not what I'm getting at. Like, it's the way the brain is just, everything's content, right? Like, so much of what I do with my time is just like content, make video, content. Like, I need to get away from that, not get like further into it. So what I'm saying is, like, can't I just play a game and enjoy it instead of thinking about content and stuff, right? I like games that focus on the story and not the actual game, says Idiot. I like a game with a story, but the story's got to be good, right? Like, I'm quite attuned to playing different types of games and whatnot, but for me it's always about, should we stack them vertically like that? How did I place them to begin with? For me, it's like there's a few genres. Oh, we actually did do it that way. It looks nicer too. There's a few genres that obviously I really enjoy, like puzzle games and stuff, but I think any genre can have its day with a game, right? And playing a game that's really great, not because it's like great at being that type of genre, just because it's a great game, that's always a pleasure. I feel like Inscription had a little bit of that. What was the one we played? We played a couple of variety games a while back. The one with the stray cat was really, really awesome. I tried to power through it a little bit because I don't have all the time in the world to stream. Which may or may not have been a mistake. I don't know. That was a cool one. That was more story. MK Parker, thank you for 8 months. Hello, X. Just joining. What's going on? We're decorating our tunnel. We found the aesthetic to lead us through these areas. And yeah, we're just hammering that out. Stray wasn't the only one though. There was another one we played that was definitely like outside of my comfort zone, and I was like really quite impressed with it. Little Nightmares, that's the one. Well remembered with us. Yes, Little Nightmares. I would have not have picked up a game like that and gone, oh, I'll enjoy this. But it turned out I really did enjoy it. Oh god, that was loud. Nuclear Rapture! Thank you for the cheers and biddies. Thanks for entertaining me at work. Happy holidays. Thank you ever so much. Happy holidays to you too, my dude. And thank you for those cheers and biddies that were extraordinarily loud in my eardrum for some reason. I don't know why, but every now and then they are. I think it's actually because I've got my sounds in general turned up. I'm really digging the crinkles at the moment. Turn that down a touch. I know you like using Minecraft music in your videos, but did you know the old console editions had minigames, mashup packs with music by Gareth Coker? These minigames are official part of the game, and technology music counts as official Minecraft music. What are you saying? Are you saying the console editions of Minecraft had mini mashups with custom music? The console edition has access to the market, where there are all sorts of games, like an endless stream of games, practically, that can insert their own music in. C418 released a new album. When? Taubar, when? I must immediately search for it. I'm searching it right now because I'm a good streamer. I just make you look at my inventory screen. I don't see it on Bandcamp. Let's try that. I'm seeing no signs here of a new record, my dude. I mean, by new album, do you mean the one that released earlier, like last year, I think it was? I'm not seeing any signs of a new record. Dang it, you had me so excited then. Fake news! Oh, I have to go all the way to my farm, or into the base to get more of those. I only had one stack in there. No way, it's on Spotify. What's it? Is it called Cookie Clicker? What am I looking for? Rockets? There's no press release on his website. There's no nothing on the Wikipedia. Nothing on Bandcamp. I could fire up Spotify, I guess. Spotify. It's called Pixelated Minecraft. Oh man, is that the third one that they never wanted to release with him? Let's do a search. Alright, alright. What's going on here? There is new music. Hello. 20 songs, 50 minutes. Pixelated dreams, chill in the minds. The pixelated soundtrack, beats in the blocks, blocky beats. Minecraft moods, pixelated grooves, block party, the Minecraft mix, blocks beats. Minecraft nights, lo-fi in the minds, 8-bit blues, virtual reality, block beats and melodies. Pixelated rhythms, block by block, lo-fi landscape, hip-hop in the minds. Lo-fi loving. Some of you were saying the name of the tracks in chat. Like, without saying this is the name of the track, just putting it in there. Oh my god. Wow, I am absolutely going to jump on that. Is it though? Is it the third Minecraft soundtrack? Anyone got the info on that? Like, I don't think he ever said he was going to release it. I don't know. But there was always this third chapter of the soundtrack that they couldn't agree on releasing. Well, I'm happy to know it's out there. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be a fun listen. Let's put some of this snow away. I came back here to get... That's not snow. Wait a minute. I have some sculk things in the wrong bit. Don't know why. We came up here to get light sources. Brain smarts over here. There you go, this stuff. Let's go back down with that. Can we have it as background music for today, X? Says Sam Cat. I don't know because I don't know what its copyright status is. I don't know what license it's published under. So I wouldn't just throw that on. Knowing C418, it will probably be good, but rather just wait and see, because this might have been released on a record label or something, you know? I didn't do any research on the album yet. On a first listen, I didn't feel the vibe, but maybe that will come. Does it feel like Minecraft music, or just like it's using the Minecraft name, but it's something a little different? Run a virtual audio cable for the output and tell it not to go to the VOD for your No Worries music. Well, yeah, I could do that, but the music that I'm currently playing is a part of my stream. Also, I don't need a virtual audio cable because I have a mixer. It's lo-fi hip-hop. Okay. Yeah, I don't think lo-fi hip-hop is Minecraft vibes. At least Minecraft soundtrack vibes. I think you can vibe with any music, really. I used to listen to, like, black metal a lot when I first started playing Minecraft, and would just go, like, on caving adventures listening to, I don't know, Mayhem or something. Like, I think if you enjoy two things, they can just overlap really well. So it's not necessarily that, like, the music matches the tone of the game, but some do more than others from that perspective, but, like, you know, if you enjoy jazz, if you enjoy opera, if you enjoy whatever, like, you also enjoy Minecraft, you're going to enjoy them together. X, the minigames and mashup packs are official. It existed before Bedrock Edition, says Mr. Knife. Well, feel free to tweet or share with me something I can go learn about that, because that sounds like something I must have like missed out on, or I'm just not aware of, right? Like, I would like to know more, I guess. Because, yeah, I guess maybe early on in Bedrock there was a time when they did things a bit different and had these official mashup packs, as they had been described. Right, now over here, this is just not going to be acceptable, is it? Just to have some lights poking out the back. There's a series of absolutely amazing cool caves down there that at some point I really do want to take advantage of and light up and do something cool with. Wade Hong says, I love black metal, which bands do you like? Most are just the classic early 90s, I was into a lot of that. Especially anything symphonic like Arcturus, Dimmu, Borgir. Yeah, those like bands with symphonic elements. The Covenant I really liked. Those were the ones that like really I really got into. I don't listen to a lot of it anymore though. Especially new stuff, like, I don't know, hearing like that sort of music that's new and not already ingrained in my head, it just feels a bit like, as I've gotten older, I feel like that like darkness has sort of left me a fair bit, and it's not as appealing. I like to listen to more upbeat, I guess you would say, music. But I still absolutely love all of that stuff. Emperor would be another one. Like Emperor, Dimmu Borgir. For me, Cradle of Filth, says Wade Hong. I love early Cradle of Filth. They had something magical going on in there. And of course, some people, oh, it's not black metal or whatever. I always considered it like extreme metal with like a gothic feel and like an adjacentness to black metal. I'm not an elitist. I'm not gonna like wail on some band happen to be one way or another, right? Yeah, I really like this stuff all the way up until Midian. When Midian rolls out, it just, I don't know, it lost something around then for me. Just didn't feel the same after that. And some of their new records have like, you know, kind of resurrected the old sound a little bit, some of those old vibes, but it does feel like once a band's kind of past it, you never quite recapture those early moments again. So I guess this is what we'll do next. We'll rip out all of these blocks and put in the strip stuff. I was supposed to pick up like an extra shulker box just for putting random items in. I think I've left that somewhere. Hi Xisuma, hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday, listening to your stream while I work. Nice distraction. Cool. Thank you for the happy Wednesday wishes. Talbot, it's a fake record. It's not really by C418, but someone just got their album on C418 Spotify for some reason. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. That's super interesting. So that might not even be there by the time I get back round to it. How did you learn that, though, Talbot? It's interesting that you said you weren't vibing with it. I hope I get to just listen to it a little bit after the stream, just so I can be like, does this sound like C418 or not? Like... You know, C4's got a very distinctive sound. He tweeted it. Oh, right. That's so weird that that would happen. Like, maybe someone just hacked the account and was like, I'm going to put my music here. I remember back in the days of Napster that you would download music and it wouldn't actually be by that band. And sometimes you'd, like, download a Slipknot song and it would be a Sepultura song. But sometimes it would just be like someone's local band, which made way more sense, because it's like, if someone really likes this, they might try and figure out who it actually is. But back then, you didn't have, like, the means to really figure out. So I've got, like, a bunch of old, like, very old MP3s from, like, 99, 2000, that are just, like, unidentifiable, but they're supposed to be Slipknot or something, and it's, like, really weird. C418's Spotify password is password. I think someone's making a joke. I don't think they would admit that if that were true. That is, of course, the worst password you can have. It will literally be the first thing on any brute force. You know, like not even like if someone just wants to try and get into your account, the first thing they'll ever try is probably just password, or then like password 123. You know. Invest in proper password security, peeps. There's a world of bad actors out there trying to get into your data and your accounts and stuff. It's good to be clued up and be protected online. Not black metal, but another metal band I like is Iron Maiden. I was lucky enough to see them live earlier this year, says Wade Hong. Yeah, I'm a fan of Maiden. Seen them live a bunch of times. Joe Dragon is here for 32 months saying good morning. Well, it's morning anyways. Hope all is well and everyone is amazing. Has amazing holidays. Hope to catch more streams in the new year. Thank you so much, Joe. Appreciate the support. We got Lil Robbie Bobby here with the Prime. Thank you ever so much for the Prime subscription. Also, Joe is a tier 3 subscriber. Thank you for that tier 3 subscription. I know you're whitelisted, but if you are a tier 3 subscriber, you can get whitelisted on our servers, which now has a create server. If you haven't seen me streaming create, that has been an incredibly fun project. We play in creative mode, so it's like more about just getting to like some building and some amazing looking stuff, and less of that survival grind, which we do here, which makes everything kind of slow. You know, not the worst thing ever, but sometimes you just want to get things done, and I wanted to get things done playing create over there. Right, I feel like I need more bones. I've got to pick a bone. Excuse me. Mouth burps. Oh lord, here comes the NordVPN plug, says Chicken Guy. Well, I'm not sponsored by NordVPN. I'm sponsored by ExpressVPN, who don't do password security. But it's no joke. Like, I get that when like you're advertised something, sometimes you can feel like they're just creating a demand. But there are certain services and things that you really should have in this day and age, and a password manager is definitely one of them. You can't really be relied to remember, for the amount of different sites we use online, a whole bunch of different passwords. And if you come up with a system, that system might be compromised for how you remember your passwords. You really need to understand, because I have an interest and I follow some journalism in the world of like cybersecurity. I understand how this area works, and it's one of these things where you can't think like, no one will target me, no one's interested in me, because that's not how the people out there operate, right? It's very much a case of like, there's this big sea of people, and they're just trying whatever they can. They're throwing all these different methods at the wall, hoping that they'll catch some people out, right? And that might end up being you at some point. So you need password security in order to be safe and be protected from those sorts of threats, because these threats are out there. Again, like they're not aimed at you because you're you. They're aimed at anyone who's got a vulnerability. And if you don't take care of your password management, chances are you've got weak passwords. You might have used the same passwords with other emails. As soon as, like, out there, like, this seems to happen constantly. Out there, like, you know, a bunch of, like, a website will get compromised and a bunch of passwords and emails will be now available, right? So hackers with this information will then start trying these email addresses and password combinations on all sorts of different websites. So it's like, we have to learn and keep informed about what they're doing and respond to it. You know? Like, a lot of you maybe understand the concept of what phishing emails are, right? No one's probably trying to phish you, the individual, with a phishing email, but you will receive phishing emails at various points in your life because they're just trying to hit wherever they can land a blow. If you fall for one of those phishing emails, click on a dodgy link, download something you shouldn't have, then you might be compromised, right? So it isn't about, oh no, it won't happen to me. It's like understanding that you're playing in a game and there's bad actors in it, and they're just trying to hit anything that sticks. It's really important to understand that, because then you can start to take the security aspect a bit more seriously. A lot of people just tend to think, it won't happen to me. I'll be alright, you know? That's how you get caught out. That should be enough. Updating your system is also important. You can scan the entire internet for vulnerabilities within 5 minutes and infect any computer with known vulnerabilities, says Kyliox. I'm not sure about the second part of the statement, but certainly whenever an update, you know, it's annoying, you got to update this app, update that app, don't put it off. Just sometimes you're using your device, it's inconvenient, but make sure you do keep things up to date, because a lot of the time they are fixing vulnerabilities. Quite often do exploits get found and discovered and shared, and then they have to roll out patches. You know, when you hear of like these stories of, I don't know, like the NHS gets hacked and a bunch of stuff stolen from it, and then you find out, oh, the whole system runs on Windows XP. What a surprise, you know? Like an operating system that's no longer updated and just isn't secure. Me not updating my phone because I don't want to, says Samcat. Yeah, it's a hassle, it's inconvenient, right? But you've got to remember that if you don't have the latest software, what you will be running will have vulnerabilities and exploits. And if someone, again, probably not targeting you, but targeting whoever's capable, you know? And then if you fall into that net where they're trying to attack and find weaknesses and stuff, then, hey, it could just... could just be your unlucky day, right? So yeah, keep things up to date, use a password manager. Be smart, don't reuse passwords. If you can, use multiple emails. You know, spread things out a little bit. Stares at my colleagues who insist on using Windows XP. Yeah, it's just from a security perspective, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you are using vulnerable software right there. Every day is my unlucky day. Expect today because I finally caught your stream, says Samcat. I'm sure your days ain't that bad. Do you think a face reveal will eventually happen, says Chicken Guy YouTube. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do one tomorrow, mate. Tomorrow! Tomorrow is face reveal. Face reveal hype. Come on, definitely going to happen 100%. Cannot back out. Cannot lie. Has to do it 100%. Face reveal tomorrow. Hashtag face reveal tomorrow. It's going to happen. It's going to... Absolutely... What do you mean? No, you don't believe... Oh, you don't believe me. Oh, maybe you don't deserve one then if you don't believe me. God. Jeez, rude. Here I am going to reveal my face after 11 and a half years online. Just suddenly decided to do it, and you saying I won't. It's just rude, really. What on earth makes you think I won't? God. Well, that went downhill quickly. Exo, I replied to your latest tweet about your music blog. I spent some useful links about the music of the minigame mashup packs composed by Gareth Coker, says Mr. Knife. Do you work for Gareth Coker's PR company? I will check it out, my dude. I will check it out. I have to set my PC to auto-update and give me a note before it needs to do a restart fix with Windows and Java. Yeah, mine's configured so that like it doesn't automatically do it, but like I will see the notifications and then restart. No joke, Gareth does make nice stuff though. Lucaro! My own moderator! All this time! It was just a long, deep con. You work for Big Coker. The Big Coker industry. They're everywhere. Talking about his music. As if they're just casual fans wanting to share an artist's music with someone else. Oh no. Industry plants. I can smell it. I can smell it. Do you notice how I've always like put these on the edge? That like tells a subtle story, I think. Like if you had like dripping water up above as well as a little detail, it might make it even more convincing. I guess not every tile has to have one, right? So we'll skip that one. I guess I'll leave that one like that because every now and then there should be one like that, I think. I think I put too many of those ones here though. Updating gets to be a pain when an update won't apply. You need to reinstall Windows entirely. Oh, of course, yeah. But just know if you don't do it, you're stuck on an outdated system and it makes you more vulnerable. Like, security should probably be a pain in the arse. Is probably a quote that someone's once said. But it sounds like a really good quote, you know. It should be a pain. Because if it's not, then you're probably not doing it right. Updates are difficult when only in a Dell computer because Windows updates faster than Dell patches their priority hardware. How does that work though? Because if you have Windows on a Dell system, there isn't like a layer of Dell stuff in the way. It's not like having a Samsung smartphone and like Android updates and then Samsung have to come along and like build it out for their systems, right? Like a Windows update running on a Dell system should just be a Windows update like any other PC, if I'm not mistaken. There could be something there I don't know, which is why I'm asking, but that just didn't sound quite right to me. You can update security without updating everything else on a system. The way Windows forces them all at one package feels downright rude, says Sword of Fight. Well, they might have a good reason to do it all at once, I don't know. But I just, you know, I roll with it and update, you know. What's annoying is that, like, every time I use my laptop, I seem to just have a bunch of updates to get through. because I don't use it that much. What I should really do is, like, before I know I'm going to use my laptop, I need to, like, open it up just to make it up to date before I go use it. But it always catches me out. It's always the wrong way around. To patch the stuff that breaks because of the gap between Dell and Windows devs, says RTKGB. Yeah, again, like a Dell manufactured PC is just a PC, right? There isn't a layer of something between them. Or are you talking about drivers? Because drivers don't get like patched that much compared to Windows Update, compared to the software level, right? Some of Dell's software gets effect to do their BIOS and security. After I run Windows updates and it crashes the BIOS until Dell catches up. Alright, well there's something going on there that I don't understand, I guess. I don't really get BIOS updates come through a lot for my system, which is Asus. Yeah, if you said like my Samsung phone, then I'd understand what you're getting at, because like when Android rolls out its Android, like Samsung has its own little layer of its take on Android on top of it, right? As I imagine other phone manufacturers do too. So you might have an Android phone, but you've got like their sort of extra touches put on top as well. I'm gonna drink some more water. I need to hydrate, peeps. Forgil says, X, what if you to put several carpets at the entrance of the tunnel to stop mobs from wandering into there? I don't really need to worry about that, because like look how long the tunnel is. When I'm down there in that area doing stuff for that spot, they might not even be spawning really there, and then they're probably not just going to wander all the way down here. When you're coming up to here, if it's been nighttime, it might be a problem, but we'll see how this area develops, because I want to get like a prismarine farm going, and then take what B-Dubs has done here, and sort of take these simple towers and like apply them again out of the snow to hold up the ice machine, and maybe just make that look a little more accommodating for like the nice build that's here, I guess. Also, my flying machine is just like stuck down here. I think I'm going to have to abandon this project, sadly. It was a really nice idea, but we need another way to do that. That's one of those redstone projects I want to get back to. You should rotate between prismarine labs and oxidized copper slabs. I'm happy with prismarine as it is, really. Prismarine is good. It's all good. What's this about? Don't jinx it. Just took a sip of water and it has a smell. Ooh. I hope that's fresh water, my dude. From the tap, you know. Jeez, you don't want some nasty water, do you? It's been sitting around for ages. That's looking pretty good. Right, we've done everything behind us. It's this middle section and then one up the top, I think. It is... Sorry, if it is fresh, then that doesn't bode well. Well, not all water in every area out the tap is equal, I guess. Like, some places are known for having particular taste or something about their local water. Luckily, where I am, I'm pretty good with the local water. Never had an issue with it. Does water have flavour? Yeah, it does. It does have a little something to it, but it's hard to describe because water's very water is more of like a refreshing stimulus than it is a flavour, right? But they do have subtle differences. I mean, some water can be a little bit salty, right? And based on how long it's been lying around for or where it's from, it can taste a little different. When you're really thirsty, water is like the liquid of the gods. It's always the liquid of the gods. I'm gonna drink some more. I mean, I quite deliberately avoid having sugary drinks, or I I don't know, I'll have my coffee and my tea, right? But like drinking essentially can be similar to eating. It can be a pleasure. And if you don't, or at least in my experience, if you don't have a lot of other stuff, like you're not used to drinking fizzy drinks, water is like always good. It's always a pleasure to have some water. So I'm pretty fond on drinking water. I drink lots of it when I eat. And I like it. This bit here needs to be slightly different, doesn't it? Peeps, if you're enjoying today's stream, be sure to hit that follow button here on the twitch.tv/thexisuma. 780 peeps tuning in today. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate your support and hope you're enjoying it. Do you put honey in your tea? I do not. Nothing sugary in my tea. Sugar just ruins it for me. I like the plain Jane. You know, just straight tea. Straight tea for me. Keep those muscles hydrated. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I mean, your muscles store water in them, right? Like if you take creatine, they say that the muscle size like increases a little bit as it stores. It stores the like extra water in your muscles. If anyone does. If anyone's into working out and exercise and all that sort of stuff, and you've ever looked into supplements and stuff, creatine's a pretty amazing. Like, well, there isn't really much in the way of supplements that actually makes a big difference, but creatine, like, if you look up how well that's been studied and the health benefits of using it and stuff, like, it's a pretty awesome thing to use. And for me, as soon as I started using it, it just immediately gave me more reps. I responded to it pretty well, and probably won't stop using it. Right, we can put that away. Creatine is the most well-researched supplement, definitely. Yeah, it seems to be. There's certainly no shortage of information about it. And most of the testing that's been done with it has had really good results and stuff. I think I was going to put a little bit more of this over there. Water retention, says Coking Boys. Yes, that sounds like it. You increase your water retention, right? Okay, I'm going to put that one there and this one block here, and that just gets rid of those odd blocks. Beautiful, beautiful. Then we've got to put in a whole bunch of copper. Got to move these things out of the way, though. Right, what's in here? Done with that. Copper's next, and the dark oak wood, so we'll bring those out. Tuck these things away. I think we're done with the bone, right? Okay, just a bunch of stored stuff. What was in the middle there? My shovel, that was it. So that can go back in storage. Alright, and if I got any more junk, I can chuck it in there. There's the last three of those. Let's head away from... Actually, no, let's head to here where... Let's start to do this. Oh no, I will need more bone blocks, I guess. Dang it. Which one had the bones? That one. Yeah, it's absolutely beneficial to my routine. I use a protein blend that added creatine, and with a week of starting that protein, I noticed having an easier time in the gym and much quicker recovery. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess it probably helps with recovery too. You know that extra ender chest that I got? I need to put that away. Right, then we need that one. Yeah, it helps with recovery. What's been helping me with recovery is my sauna. So glad I did that. I thought about that for a long time. I ummed and ahed, and it seemed a bit excessive, but it felt like so right. And when I went on holiday, I used the sauna every day, and it was just amazing to recover from. I was like, I think this is it. And I got one, and it definitely was it. And drink some more water. X, you stream at the best times, says Gamer Myth. Well, I'm glad that our times overlap well. Infrared sauna is a game changer, says Retrospecs. That's what I got, an infrared sauna, not a game changer. Tomorrow's my last day of school this year, and we're only going to do workshops, a market, and a gala. I'm going to switch to sitting. Hang on, give me a second, peeps. Oof. Cool, enjoy your last day and enjoy the break. What's an infrared sauna, says Dev Chimera? Basically, you got heaters, but you've also got infrared light, so it's another way of heating up your body, and there's supposed to be a bunch of benefits to infrared light exposure. I don't think the science goes that deep on that stuff, but there's definitely some studies. I always wondered, how do you combat mold in a sauna? A regular steam sauna, I mean, says Luke Rowe. I think you have to clean it. In my one, I've had no incidences yet of like mold or degradation, which I am slightly concerned about, as one might be. Like, if it's something you can afford, and you value your health, and you're very active, and you want to recover well, I've had such a great experience with it. I'm not sure that that means everyone will respond the same way, right? But I certainly have been very, very happy with the decision. It was a good decision. And I sat in it last night. Actually, it was really nice the last couple of days because the temperature's gone back up. So when I have a cold shower after it, like what I realized recently is that where the temperature's gone down, the ambient temperature of water in the house goes down too. So when you have your cold shower after, it's like it's way colder, and then the room's naturally colder, and so these things kind of add up, and it doesn't feel like quite as refreshing an experience. It feels a little bit more like, oh god, this is something to get through or whatever. But now that the temperature went back up over here, like it just feels a little easier. Like you get that cool, refreshing feeling now. I can turn the water all the way down. But yeah, like so here in the UK we had like a real drop in temperature the last couple of weeks, and near the beginning we also had a big drop of snow. And the snow actually stuck around. So usually what happens is you get like these wimpy drops of snow, and then it goes all like slushy and awful for a while. That's typical snow in this country. But, you know, it stuck around. It was really quite nice. It just stayed on the trees. It stayed on the branches for ages because it was so cold. The snow wasn't melting. And it wasn't very windy, so it didn't get blown off. So you had all of that going on. And then, a couple of days ago, on the weekend, Sunday, temperature just starts going up. Like it went from sort of like -5 in the morning to nighttime. It was like up to 11 degrees or something, and it rained all day. So it rained away all the snow while the snow was melting, and so everywhere's been really wet. But it's just usually that stuff like lingers around, all rotten for a while, but it all got swept away by this warm weather. So now it's sort of like back to normal, I guess. I did want to use like the coal and the iron that we got from digging out this big space somewhere, but we've gone in a different direction. Clearly, we've gone in a different direction. Same thing in Sweden, says it was Isa. Yeah, it might be a bit of a European weather thing going on at the moment. I don't know. I haven't been following the weather other than locally that closely, but yeah, January can be pretty bitter. It feels like every time you hit January, it's always like, oh yeah, Christmas is over. Oh, poor me, or whatever. And then it gets bitterly cold, and it's just like, I don't know, January always feels like a bit of a bum month. Do you know what we should get rid of January? That would solve the problem, wouldn't it? Just get rid of January. Right, we're not having this month anymore. We'll just skip straight to February. Perfect. Problem solved, right? Nothing wrong with that. Same in Denmark. Wow, yeah, okay, so maybe just like around this region in Europe. What do you call it? The Nordic region, maybe? Do people drink a lot in Denmark? I watched a movie yesterday. Because it was going to be like, you know, curry and movie, but I ordered that Mr. Beast burger that was pretty pants. It was really pants, to be honest. Learnt my lesson. Always order a curry. That's the one thing I can get right in life, is just order a curry. Can't go wrong. But oh no! Gotta try that Mr. Beast burger, ain't I? Anyway, I watched this movie, and it was just about these teachers that experimented with drinking. And it was like a Danish film. And I think they were sort of portraying Danish culture as having a lot of drinking. Which you may know I'm not really into myself. Like, it's definitely not my culture, and I'm definitely not capable of drinking anymore. Well, I could drink, but... Oh, look at these January birthers! Oh, sure you were birthed in January. How convenient. Oh no, don't get rid of it. I was born then. Yeah, because you'd just cease to exist, would ya? Yeah. You'd just cease to exist if we got rid of it. Ah, yeah, we Danes do quite a drinking culture, even from a young age, like 13 to 14. I remember anecdotally somewhere in the past hearing that the Danes and the Brits were the worst for drinking. I don't know where I heard it, but like, if anyone ever says like the Brits are bad for drinking, I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm not putting up an argument. Like, to me, the drinking in culture here in the UK is just a bit much. Like, I was a part of it once, used to drink, but it just seems it's all about like going out on a bender, and well, it's not all about, but there's this part of it that's like, you know, drinking to excess. We Danes drink only as needed. Well, how do you define as needed? Because you don't need to drink alcohol to function. Right, I think I left my boxes. Oh, they've come into view. So I'll take that, thank you. The Germans also have a pretty weird drinking culture. I think every country has a drinking culture. But it's more of a question of like how far it permeates, right? So here in the UK there is a lot of binge drinking. And by that I sort of mean like, you know, you drink until you're rather compromised. And that's sort of celebrated, and you celebrate people drinking a lot. It's not a culture you have to partake in, but it's very prevalent. It's hard not to see it. Would you ever want to go to Oktoberfest, says TY Joken? Yeah, I think I would like to go to experience like an event, a cultural event, but I don't drink, and I wouldn't drink at an event like that. In fact, God, if you had to force me to drink, like, just thinking it through a little bit, like, it could be easy to be like, oh, well, this is, you know, a drinking event. This is where you should drink. No, that would be a very bad decision. So yeah, no, I would love to go, but I wouldn't be drinking. And I have a weird feeling you'd just be constantly surrounded by people going, oh, come on, have a drink, you know. And that's the worst when you don't want to drink. You're like, no, really, I can't do this. Leave me alone. When you have a nice dinner with family and friends, and at Christmas, hi, the age of the Vikings. I know that whole, like, you know, just a glass of wine with dinner. I just don't want to take any risks with drinking. Like, I just have told myself never again, basically. And you see, I probably could trust myself to like be responsible and stuff, but it just worries me that you don't know where that leads, right? If you have a drink again, you don't know if it will lead to another and another. And I just wouldn't take the risk. Right. Now we need the stripped dark oak logs. You don't have to drink there, but yeah, there's people all around you telling you to have a drink. Yeah, exactly. Like, I could do it. Like, if I end up in a place where people are telling me to drink, I'll hold course and not. But it won't be pleasant. It never is. Like, peer pressure like that is really irritating. Because for some people, like, not having a drink is important. It's like, important for you not to, and you need people that are gonna support you, not pressure you. So those environments are just frustrating. What were your thoughts on the movie, says Cycle Hunden? If you've seen it and you know what it is, it honestly, like, it was one of those movies that sort of keeps you in its grasp, but as you get to the end of it, it didn't really like leave me with anything impactful. It had like a high rating. It was a 7.7. You know me and my International Movie Database ratings. Like, I always, before I watch a movie, I check it there and use that as a bit of a guise for if I like it or not. So I'm thinking, all right, it's a drama, it's a foreign movie. These are things that will like tick my boxes. I like watching movies with subtitles. I thought it was going to be really good, but despite being incredibly well acted, that guy also was in the movie The Hunt, which is incredible. And the premise being pretty good, it didn't leave me with much. It didn't leave me with a solid sense of like, what was the point of all this? I mean, maybe the language barrier or a cultural barrier kind of got in the way of the tone of the movie or something. But spoiler alerts, like, they lose their best friend, and yet it doesn't feel like it ties into the point of the movie that was a consequence or anything, just the way they behave after. Maybe that's sort of the point. Maybe I missed what the final conclusion was. I felt like the ending was actually a little bit confusing, like his behavior as he's getting these text messages after what's just happened, but maybe that's precisely the point. Oh, have I done a silly? I think it's just that one there that's the odd one out, right? So we'll just crack on like that, if that's so. Drinking's been such a touchy topic at the moment, says Bubbly Queen. Well, if it's touchy or not, I know exactly where I stand with it for myself, so I have no qualms expressing my own sobriety. When it comes to other people, everyone has their own autonomous choice. For me personally, I just think being educated on stuff is important, and being able to see things from a different side. And I think what people need to understand is that alcoholism is an easy thing to imagine other people having a problem with, and maybe not so much yourself, right? And a lot of drinking culture exacerbates behavior that is, very close to alcoholism, or can push people in that direction. And I just worry that, because it's so socially acceptable, it makes the consequences of such things become more acceptable too, and one might not see like the harm they can potentially do to themselves through substances and substance abuse. So like, I feel like it's one of those things where the thing itself is a little more risque than people understand, due to the way the culture is around it. And when I say, educated, like, sometimes that gets used as a point, like, oh, educate yourself, someone might say when they're trying to make a point. But when I say education, it's like understanding the effects of what it does. Just learning about people who have suffered the consequences of alcoholism You know, not with telling you what's wrong or right, but just you should really be in the know about what you're choosing to do. And I feel like the culture stops a lot of that because it's so normalized. I also think people have kind of had the right to put in their body what they want to too, right? Bodily autonomy. So I can't say you should or you shouldn't, but I've had my experiences with it, and I know where I stand with it. Setting a firm boundary is important when it comes to drinking, says Xtia. You see, I kind of agree. But the thing is, like, once you have to put in a boundary, like, you might already have a problem. That's the thing, right? This is what's... There is, you know, like, addictive personalities, and supposedly there is addictive substances. So when something... When the addiction is more with the, let's say, substance than it is the person, you know, if you have to set up boundaries and limitations for yourself, it's because there's already a problem, right? In my mind, it's like that maybe there isn't like a sensible amount to consume because of what consuming does to you and where it takes you. But hey, you know, I know plenty of people who don't have a problem with drinking, but they also tend to be the people that don't really drink a lot, right? It's a really tricky one to get at. Oh. I wouldn't put it that way. The boundary is more to push against the peer pressure rather than telling myself to stop, says Xita. That's sort of what I'm saying there. Like, you have to tell yourself to stop. Like, I don't know. Maybe I am just a little in my own way on this one because of my own experiences with it. Peer pressure, yeah, having a limit because of peer pressure makes sense. But like having a personal limit is like, if you have to tell yourself where the stopping point is, like, that to me is a worrying sign. But maybe that's because I'm just thinking about how I work, like how my brain works or something. Right, let's now tear out the last of this and have a complete tunnel. Do you know what? Actually, no. I'm just thinking this might take a bit more time than I'd like, and I've been looking at the clock. I've got somewhere to go, and it'd probably just be smarter to not be late, potentially be late. So we'll actually go ahead and wrap this one up right here. Okay, which means I've got to do a raid. Big thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. I appreciate all your support. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll send you over to Daisy Music today, who we haven't streamed in a while, so if you like the music, then stick around, you'll hear some. I got to shoot off though, just because as I said, I don't want to be late. I think I'd rather be early. So that's the end of my live stream. Big thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. Thanks to all the mods, the patrons, the peeps gifting subs. Y'all are appreciated, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Take care everyone. Bye bye.